All right, guys, so this is 1.5. So for the prior knowledge check, what is the difference between x plus x and x times x? Mainly what the difference between the answers are, because these are the two that always get confused. So for that, x plus x is going to be 2x, and then x times x is going to be x squared. Okay? So I would just kind of keep reminding yourself of that as it comes up, because that's where I see a lot of errors. And then number 2, a fraction is the same thing as what operation. We've covered this quite a bit this unit so far, but it is division. And then circle the pairs of terms that you think can be added or subtracted together. So I'll show you which ones can be, and then I'll touch on why, but that's mainly kind of what we're learning today. So if you didn't get it right, then that's okay, because we're gonna talk about it. Okay. So these ones can be added and subtracted together. These ones can. No, 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 and these ones can as well. Okay. So the reason why, which we're gonna learn today, is that you can only add and subtract things that, one, have the same letter, so the same variable, and they also have to have the same exponent. Okay, so since this is just a and a, x squared, xx, those are when you can add and subtract them together. Multiplication and division have their own rules. You can kind of do whatever you want, but for addition and subtraction, that's what has to happen. Okay, so this is going to be the distributive property. Hopefully this is a review for you. But if not, we pretty much kind of cover it from beginning to end. So your objective for this lesson is students will be able to use the distributive property to simplify expressions. And then if you remember 1.4, we kind of touched on some vocab. Simplify goes with expressions when there's no equal sign, and then solve goes with equations when there is an equal sign. Okay? All right, so first thing we're going to talk about is combining like terms, because combining like terms and the distributive property really go hand in hand. So the rule for like terms, which we just kind of talked about, they have to have the same kind and power. Okay, kind meaning the letter, power meaning the exponent. Okay, so I'm going to make a little note of that. So when we say the same kind, that's the letter. Power is the exponent. All right, so for example, 5x and 3y are not like terms because they don't have the same kind. Right, so x and y, they're not the same letter. 2x and 2x squared, no, because they don't have the same power. This has an exponent of 1. 2x squared has an exponent of 2. 5x and 3x are like terms because they have the same kind, meaning x, the same power, power of 1. Okay? And then you need to worry about this with addition and subtraction. So to add and subtract them, that's when they have to be like terms. Okay? So we're just going to practice just combining like terms first. All right, so for problem 1, for A, we have 8x squared plus 2x squared. So for when you're combining like terms, adding and subtracting, you keep the same kind and power. It's just the numbers in front, which are called coefficients, those get added or subtracted. So you would add the 8 and the 2 to make 10, so it would be 10x squared. Okay. And then for B, so you need to kind of find the pairs that you can. So the first one's 5x and negative 3x, I can see can be added together. So you would do 5 minus 3 to get 2, so that'd be 2x. And then we have y, but we only have one of them, so there's nothing to combine, so that'll just stay 6y. And then you have just the plain numbers. Those are called constants. Because they stay constant. So negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. So you just add to positive 1. As far as the order goes, we pretty much do alphabetical order if you have different letters. And then if you have just constants, like stuff without any letters, those go last pretty much. And if you have different exponents, that we start with the biggest exponent and go down, right? So go ahead and pause the video, and then you're going to do the got it. Then you're going to hit play and check it, okay? All right, so for A, 3y minus y, so that's going to basically be 3y minus 1y. So there's always like an invisible 1 in front that it counts as. So that one you should get 2y. Negative 7mn to the fourth minus 5mn to the fourth. You're just doing negative 7 minus 5, which is negative 12. And keep the mn to the fourth. And then C, we have three things. Remember, this one counts as 1, a plus 1. So you're going to do 7 minus 6 is 1, plus 1 is 2. So you'll have 2y to the third z. All right. Next up is the distributive property. So there's some different ways that the distributive property will look. It will either be where you have the number that's being distributed in front, like this one and the third one. The only difference is addition versus subtraction. Or the number could also be in the back and it's the same thing, okay? So for the top, when you distribute A times B, you'll get AB. And then A times C is AC, and keep the plus sign. The third one, same thing, A times B is AB, A times C is AC, but you have a subtraction, so you keep that subtraction between, okay? That's the difference between those two. And then for the other ones, it's the same thing, just A is on the back, it's going to still go to the B to make AB, and then to the C to make AC. And same thing on the fourth one, you'll just have the subtraction in the center because of that subtraction sign, okay? And this will be treated as a negative. So if you're distributing a negative number, you will see that as a negative times a negative to make a positive, just so you know. So for problem 2, we're distributing that 3. So we'll do 3 times x is 3x. 3 times positive 8 is positive 24, so plus 24. And on this one, you're distributing the negative 7 that's in the back. So negative 7 times 5b is negative 35b. Negative 7 times negative 4 is positive 28, so that's going to be a plus 28 now. And then pause the video, do the got it, and then come check. All right, for the got it, you would do 5 times x is 5x, and 5 times 7 is 35. And then on B, negative 3 times 2y is negative 6y. Negative 3 times negative 1 is a positive 3, so plus 3. All right, so the next examples are a little bit different. It still counts kind of as distributive property. You're more just kind of distributing a division instead of a multiplication. So you have big fractions like this, and we're going to split up so that each of the things on top have their own individual division by that number on the bottom, okay? So we're going to do the 10 over the 5, so 10 divided by 5, and the x will just go next to it, plus, and then the 2 divided by the 5 separately, like that. And then that will allow you to simplify anything that you can simplify in the fraction now that it's separated out. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. So we're going to make that a 2x. 2/5 you can't, so we'll just keep it plus 2/5. Okay, so the next one, split it up, so you'll do 11 over 6 plus, then the 3 over 6x. 11 over 6 cannot be simplified, but 3 over 6 can. So we can do 11 over 6 plus 1 over 2x. We're going to use this skill for something. I know it seems weird, like why would we do it? But we're going to need it for something else we're going to do in a little bit, so that's why we're kind of touching on it. And then C, do 4 over 8 minus, and then 2 over 8x. Both of those can be reduced. 4 over 8 is 1/2. 2 over 8 is 1/4. So you'll get that answer. Okay? All right, so go ahead, do the got it, and then come back. All right, for the got it, you should have done 4 over 3x minus 16 over 3. And those can't be simplified at all, so you'd stop there. And then 15 over 12 plus 6 over 12x. So those both can be simplified by 3 on this one. So that's going to be 5 over 4 plus, and then that's going to be 1 over 2x. All right, these next ones, we are going to combine distributive property with combining like terms. Okay, so we're going to do both. First distribute, then combine like terms. On A, this negative is what's being distributed. This is like a -1 in front of the parentheses, like that. Okay, so you'll do -1 times 2x is -2x. -1 times -3 is +3, so +3. And bring down that -4x. And then combine like terms, so -2x and -4x make -6x, and then you still have that +3. On B, that -2 is what's being distributed. So bring down -4. -2 times -x is +2x. -2 times 3 is -6. And we tend to put whatever has the x first. So that 2x will keep, and then we have -4 and -6 that are like terms to make -10. And then pause the video and do the got it, and then come back to get it checked. All right, so for A, you should have done 3 times A is 3A. 3 times 5 is 15. Bring down the -5a. And then you have 3a minus 5a as like terms. That's -2a plus 15. And then for B, you're distributing that -3. So -3 times x is -3x. -3 times -1 is +3. Bring down the -3x. And we have 5 plus 3, which is 8. All right, so next is going to be the got it problems. So I'm going to write the problems down, and then I'm pretty much immediately going to go through and write the answers. So make sure you pause the video after I finish writing them down so you can try them before you see what the answers are, okay? So for number 1 through 4, you're just simplifying the expression. So you are just basically doing what it's asking you to do, just distributing and all that, okay? So you have j plus 2 times 7, -8, x minus 3, -4 minus c, 2, 11 plus 2b minus 6b. And then for 5 and 6, you are going to simplify the expression, or if you can't, say why not. So simplify, if not possible, say why. Okay? So number 5 is 3a minus 5a. Number 6 is 2xy squared plus x squared. Okay, so pause the video and do those, and I'm putting the answers right up. All right, number 1 is 7j plus 14. 2 is -8x plus 24. 3 is -4 plus c, or you could have done c minus 4 if you put it in the other order. Then 22 minus 2b, or -2b plus 22. 5 is negative 2a. And 6, you cannot do that because they are not like terms. Looking for that vocab right there, like terms, that you know what like terms are and you know that those are not like terms. Okay? So that is that lesson, and you just need to get your homework done and email me if you have questions.